coming to you live from the land of chlamydia-ridden koalas. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
Welcome to the 218th episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. As every fucking week, I'm Log Power Slave, joined by Mylan Games, and guess what? Sassi was good enough to invite himself on the podcast this week. So the three of us, we're going to talk about Vault of Glass. Matty is probably going to regale us with tales of his day one adventures.
I forgot that.
Yeah, no, dude, it's been a week, right? Like,
who would have freaking imagined, man?
Imagine what? That Matt would be competent enough to do it.
So to remember what happened this week.
I know, it just feels like he's Bill. Sorry, we're going to let Bill in, otherwise the podcast is ruined.
This morning. She hasn't had treats this morning, so she's been annoying.
That's what I was saying just before we went live. We're all kind of collectively in a mood today, so there's going to be a bit of spice thrown around. Maddie's not had breakfast and is drinking a cocktail. Sassy's into the beers. I've got a headache, so just, I don't know. Make sure you're well lubricated before getting into this podcast.
I'm already raging. I'm already fucking raging. No, let's just fucking do this now.
You're allowed. It's your podcast. That's the beauty of it.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Okay. Hold on a second. So, Lakshmi 2 is a piece of shit, okay?
Yeah.
Arguably, she's been corrupted or at least influenced by Savathun, if you go with that theory. Regardless, she is xenophobic, or she's causing civil unrest to make a grab for power.
Yeah, what she's doing is pitching the people against the Elixni refugees, using classic fucking fear-mongering, xenophobia-mongering shit.
Yeah. The amount of people that disagree with that statement is staggering.
That's why the world's in the toilet, Matt.
And you think, oh, that's why the world's fucked. On top of that, right, I was like thinking about how I'm going to tweet this because, I don't even want to say it. There are things going on right now in the world that basically mimic Destiny. So I very broadly said, stories mirror reality. I'm gonna call them I'm gonna call them out. I don't know them. I've never met them, but if they want to come on the show, let's have a chat. They got more fucking followers than me on Twitter anyway, so there you go. I said stories mirror reality. I disagree. There hasn't been anything in human history that mirrors what's going on in Destiny. Are you fucking brain dead? Have you ever read anything? Have you ever read any? Where do fucking humans write the lore? Where do you think they get their ideas from? They draw inspiration. The fucking Books of Sorrow is Nazi Germany, you cuckaroo. Holy fuck. How can they failed year 12 English 100%. They're the person sitting in the back of the fucking classroom going, oh, I don't get this. This doesn't make sense. No, that's not what the writer or the author fucking tried to convey by writing. Where do you think people get ideas from?
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about this like on the show. I mean, obviously not everyone in the whole world watches this dumbass podcast.
I'm sure they must be ironic, but they feel like they're double down. I thought, no, that has to be ironic. That has to be. Is it ironic?
Anyone who can fool you with a comment so stupid that you believe it might be ironic.
You don't know what it's like to be at war with someone for hundreds of years and then all of a sudden have them within your walls. We don't know. We really can't know. Mate, the human race has been killing each other ever since we fucking picked up a stick.
Yep. Well, I think the thing that we can all take out of this, right, and to turn this into a semi-teachable moment, a semi-teachable moment, I'm going to just throw some fucking jargon in here because I can. I think the thing that we can take out of this is, yes, I dare say, at a company, as socially conscious as Bungie, where, you know, vast swathes of their employees are getting involved in all kinds of campaigns to better the fucking human race, there's a fair chance that a little bit of politics ends up in the game.
Oh, dude, there's not just
and that's
a little
where
bit.
we are.
If
And you know what?
you read
For
any
me,
stories in Destiny,
of course. Look, I'm understating it, but for me, to as someone who I give a shit about that sort of stuff too, and that's part of the reason why I support Bungie the way I do, because I think that sort of stuff's important. So for that to go in there and be reflected in game, and just to get this relatively complex sort of storyline that's going on, pitching a character that we thought we knew against us and all that sort of stuff, I think it's great. I think it's one of the most interesting storylines that they've come up with in, if ever, right?
it is.
But
do you know what?
That's
I
because
almost
you
tweeted this
fucking
morning-
relate to it because you've seen it in real life.
I almost
right?
tweeted this morning. The story about Lakshmi is too close to home. People, I've never seen my comments so politically activated for Lakshmi too.
She's
And
fucking Tony Abbott stopping the boats, mate. That's what it is.
It's not just, it's every country. It's America, it's Israel, Palestine, it's what we've had happen in Australia. It is fucking, oh no, see, now I'm going down that path. Like,
That's all right. We get to pull back.
The Holy Land is the traveler. All right, there you go. It is literally that story happening right now. The Elixir are trying to return to the traveler. There you go. You want to fucking further prove the point. Oh mate, I'm so fucking triggered.
Got a feeling that we're going to have a relatively active comment section on this this video on YouTube.
No. You believe whatever you want.
Yeah, look.
You believe whatever you want. That's fine. But if you're going to tell me that fictional writing is not based on our world, you are absolutely brain dead.
Yeah, or at the very least, you lack the ability to fucking pick up on any
Analyze.
nuance.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
if you're looking at Immortal Guardians, go, but we don't have Immortal Guardians in our world, so that can't be right.
It's not that literal. It's like, go and read Animal Farm. Right? Like, it's just about a pig. Oh man. Right. Okay. Fucking woosah.
Yeah, sorry. I just saw that comment. I'm like,
I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was going to get out of it, and I'm totally fine with it, and it works for me. Let's talk about the positive story of the week: the return of VoG. There's a lot of positives this week actually, but the first of them being Sunday last week Aussie time, 3 a.m. AEST or whatever. 1 a.m. for you, wasn't it, Matty? That it kicked off.
1 a.m. Yeah.
Can we? Oh my god, it's probably, it couldn't be worse, could it? Really? But
yeah, I didn't go to bed.
Maddie, we'll start with you, and then we'll move on to Sass. But I mean, I didn't do it. We all know that. I spoke about that last week. But Maddie, how did your day one experience? How did you enjoy it? Or lack thereof?
It was really
I don't
fun.
know.
I had my name is Bife and Barb and Barbaric Ham and some of their cohorts go into the Vault of Glass. 1 a.m. for me, didn't go to bed. Pushed on through. I don't even know how it took fucking a while in contest mode to get through Atheon, to be honest. Like,
yeah, you were there for a good while.
I think it took at least half the time, if not more, to actually just do normal first in contest mode. And then by the time we did that, I'm pretty sure Triumph World First had been claimed anyway. So all the mechanics had been worked out for the Triumph itself. But the cool thing was we didn't really know the strategies. We just knew what the how do you call it? Challenges for each encounter were.
Yeah, the mechanics of what you needed to how.
Yeah, but we didn't know the best way of executing that yet. So that was I had my big absolute brain like Templar strategy because Bife and some of the other boys were just on a different planet with their call outs, and I was like, dude, my smooth brain cannot keep up with this. Like, you know, like one is 2, 2 is 4, 3 is R1, R is 4, 7, and I'm like, and like just like having an aneurysm over in the corner, like super bad.
How did you overcome it? How did you? What was your smooth brain?
Well,
big
I was the
brain
one who
strat?
suggested everyone claim an oracle and we rotate, and you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was my strat on the day.
Yeah, I mean, and that's how everyone's taught me
That's
to do
become-
it. Subsequently, it's
Yeah.
become the norm.
That was me. That was fucking right here
I think
before we knew.
That's the argument, right? If anyone's like, I don't want to do it that way, well, look, if Matt can do it that way, anyone can do it that way.
And it is. And you know what? We did it. As soon as I suggested it, we did it first shot. Literally
first time,
first
yeah.
attempt.
one
There
and
you go.
done, baby.
There you go.
One and done, baby. So
There you
yeah,
go.
we actually got it pretty quick.
Some of the stories that have come out of that, like the guy that's I think he was a music instructor or something that was on Reddit.
Oh, the
that he had
perfect
perfect
pitch guy.
pitch and was like telling them just by listening to the note, telling his team which one to shoot. Like, fuck me. Some people are literally X-Men in real life. Hey, like that's just
Yeah, but it doesn't even matter if you had perfect pitch. It's the remembering the order too. There's
Oh, yeah,
there's
that's what
so
I mean.
much-
Location is the key. Yeah.
There's too much stuff going on in that.
yeah.
Like,
I was
and then you
just
gotta be like L1, R1, R2, R3, R4. Yeah, what?
Yeah. I think my experience with day one raids, a lot of teams end up getting hard stuck because they overthink it and they try come up with like this surefire, foolproof, this is exactly what you have to do method. When it's more like, here is a basic framework of an idea that we need to accomplish, and then you just pack shit in until it works. You keep it simple, stupid. You know, you can't figure out, oh, I know exactly the locations of all the oracles and name them all at the right time when you're trying to kill shit for the first time and res your teammate and do all this and kill hobgoblins. It's just more like
I think
limit
that's
it
the thing. Like that's
as
the thing.
much as you can to the
Even from my kind of perspective of coming into it, the less information, and it's not about like communicating it, it's about processing it, right? Like everyone wants these like, oh, I want these one word call outs. And like I get that because it's like communication's an important part of it. But if you reduce it too much, it becomes like too hard to process. It's like an Atheon at the end, where kind of what we've settled on as a group is jumping over to the sort of same position as the person who observes the oracles in that phase, and they just go, well, front mid, back mid.
Oh
right,
yeah, we were
back
doing
right.
reverse calls as well.
You know, like, and it makes it. But that's the thing is like everyone's like, oh no, you should number them, and then I'm like, but why would you number them when, like, it doesn't take that much longer to go front mid than one or whatever, and you then remove the mental process of having to convert the fucking number to a location anyway, right?
Or
I don't know.
That's the famous Frostbolt clip now that everyone's seen. You know, was it first one is second one is first, third one is third. It's like, the fuck are you supposed to
Yeah, I'm like, what? You fucking might as well be speaking to people in binary at that point.
Yeah, some people, but that's how some people's minds work, and like that was definitely a sticking point for me in a new team. Is they were very in tune with sort of thinking a certain way. And I was like, dude, I'm not gonna get this. Like, and I fucked up the call outs on Atheon like so many times when we just got unlucky with the teleports, and our shot callers got all put through. I'm like, okay, I'm up. It's really front right, but I got to tell them back left. You know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. No way. There's no way in the world my brain would work that
with
way.
no sleep at like after 16 hours kind of deal.
Yeah. So I've got a question for you, Matty, because I'm curious because I haven't spoken about it before. But like, I got booted for orbit. How blind did you go in? Like, did you like? I know
shit faced.
Like, I know towards the end you were looking at
They laughs.
towards the end you were looking at backseat, like you were asking for advice, but during the beginning and the middle of the raid, how much
we didn't see anything on the first run through. We worked out everything on the first run through, and second run through we looked up the challenges each time. That's it. So we The second run through, we just knew what we had. Like we knew we had to stop teleports, or we had to not shoot at Oracle once, and then that was it.
Yeah.
But they weren't. To be honest, I think if we didn't have the strat for Oracles, Oracles could have been pretty fucking tough. Not shooting the same one once, but once we had that strat, that was fine. Gatekeepers was fine. What's Atheon's challenge?
So Atheon's challenge was you had to kill, each one inside had to kill a hut.
Oh, an Oracle each. An Oracle each.
That was it.
That wasn't that bad either. I honestly think that working out the strat for the Oracles is probably the hardest thing.
Oh, that's pretty mild by comparison, right? Like you just go, oh, you take first, you take second, you take third.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's basically the same of what you're doing at if you use the Destiny Down Under approved Mylan Games method of Oracles and Templar, then you're sweet. It sets you up for that.
The only thing is you just got to drop. Someone's got to drop the relic to get their shot on. That's it.
Yeah.
True.
So you just figure out. It's usually the way we did it. It was the first person to shoot the Oracle was the guy with the relic.
Yeah.
Just so you maximize time for cleansing and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all told, Matty, you had a good time. You had fun.
Yeah, I've actually never. I don't think I've ever really gone for a 24-hour completion. Ever.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I've even ever done like the raid race was last time. It was Crypt, where literally we woke up at fucking 5 a.m. and started drinking or whatever.
Yeah, I guess we did that, but
not really a genuine attempt.
The interesting was like, yeah, we did that last time, but no one was really serious about getting the 24-hour done. Whereas,
not at all.
Whereas we finished like, the first clear of VoG with, after 9 hours, and then the team's like, okay, now we go again. Everyone take a quick break. And like, that was cool. It was cool to have like I've never actually been in a team where everyone's like, we are here until either 24 hours is up or until we get it. And like, it was actually pretty fucking cool being like committed like that. Cause you don't look, we're all fucking old now. It's not many like close. There's not many close friends I have that can say, you know what, I'm fucking yours, baby, for 24 hours.
Yeah, exactly. That's the part of it that scares the shit out of me. It's like my home life falling apart in that 24 hours or whatever.
24 hours for literally everything to go wrong.
Yeah. I don't know, but it does. I don't know. For whatever reason, like I reckon I've run VoG at this point almost as much as I've run Deepstone Crypt. And it's only not even been out a week. For whatever reason.
Nostalgia hits hard, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's not even that. I just enjoy it more. I don't know what the difference is. It feels like the mechanics are simpler. And like, I mean, even me and you, Matty, on Wednesday night, we were barking orders at everyone. And it was the weirdest fucking thing. It's normally it's me and you that are like the shit ones and getting dragged through. And we were somehow managing to lead it. So, yeah, I don't know. I've just really enjoyed it, and I think that it's a super welcome addition.
How beautiful does VoG look on fucking PC? The frames.
The best thing about that whole raid is the sound design where the thunder claps in fucking Templar in the well, and it just like that. That's the only part of it that gave me goosebumps. I was just like, holy shit! I wasn't ready for that, but I think that all of it's stunning. All of it's the whole raid from go to woe, and I guess that's given that it's largely a facsimile of D1's VoG, it just goes to show how amazing it was in the first place. Really, very good.
Yeah, nice.
Still angry about tweets. I just had a little, you have a little argument in your head.
Oh no.
I have a lot of them.
When you're in the shower 2 days
I was like,
later,
should I retweet that?
comeback?
I was just thinking, should I retweet that and just say this is the most brain dead comment I've ever fucking read, or should I just leave it go? I'm in log fucking attack mode at the moment, but it's like, it's actually hurt me to my soul. Anyway, no, move on.
You can't do it. I'll say that. You just gotta learn. Even I have learned that sometimes if someone comes at you with such a blunt opinion like that, there is fucking nothing you can do to change their mind anyway. So it's not even worth it. It's like there's never going to be they're not going to go, you know what? I was wrong. They're going to go, ooh, and find some other silly little ledge to base their arguments from and whatever. It's pointless.
And you know what? I don't have time. I don't have time in my life to be on Twitter.
You don't even have time to reply to me, let alone these other fucking
You don't have time
idiots.
to your friends, let alone.
I know.
So,
True.
I did receive a message from Maddie this week, just one out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, what's that? Something's happened. And it was like, the message was, how does it feel to be the worst Titan on the podcast? So, do you want to quantify that statement? You fucking dipshit or
Wait, what? I can't remember. What did I get done when I
did
said
day
that?
You've done the day one. Did you do the day one on the Titan?
Yeah.
What class were you for your day one?
I don't know. No, I think I was Hunter, I think.
You
Was
did
I?
it for 16 hours and you can't remember.
Pretty
Mate.
sure I was actually Hunter, but I would honestly Titans. Oh, do you know why? I think we did. Oh, I don't know. We did a 6-person Titan, and fucking hell, it's easy with the thunder.
Yeah, it is, dude, with a big fucking smash at the end, and it's super fun.
6 thunder
too.
crashes. It's so funny.
The way, just as a PSA, you can't start your thunder crash on the other side of the fucking teleporters and come out
can't?
thunder crashing. You can't. No.
Does it take you out of it?
Yeah, we tried it the other night. So, I was like, that's the biggest of big brain. I'll go in and I'll shoot the fucking oracles and then thunder crash all the way through, but it cannot be done. It just knocks you out of it.
I would say that thunder crash is probably the best feeling super.
Oh, 100%.
It is when you hit it. When you miss,
used to
it's
be, in my opinion, it used to be Chaos Reach. I think Chaos Reach for the longest time was the most satisfying super. But then
now
they
you get
changed
killed
the
by
way,
it so much.
Yeah, well, they changed the
Chaos
way
Reach.
they changed the way it looks and it sounds, and it's just not the same anymore.
Yeah,
It's a little Kamehameha, isn't it?
It's no longer a guiltless pleasure, is it? It's basically scum of the earth kind of stuff. Well, I mean, after stasis, stasis.
Yeah, I mean, like we also had a fundraiser yesterday for St. Jude with Sniperton, and VoG is like easy enough that you can have like challenges to put dog shit guns on, and you can relatively get through, probably up to Atheon. Like, we had sidearms only, and like I was on Blink and Warlock Blink and whatever the Middle Tree Void was for a while. And it's painful, but you can still do it, which is cool.
What a gem of a dude he is, honestly. One of the best. Yeah. One of the absolute best. We'll have to get him on because it's been a while. All right. Well, I mean, look, has anyone got any closing comments on? No, actually, what we were talking about. What are you basing being the better Titan on?
Oh, yeah, I can't remember why I thought that.
Well, I mean, you can officially say it now.
When didn't you do the 3-man? Didn't you do the 3-man?
No,
myself,
that was today.
Sassi, and Aura just did a 3-man VoG.
That's pretty intense.
And I was on Titan.
That's pretty intense,
dude. It's very hard to choose a different fucking super than a Titan, man. Especially Atheon, you just fucking melt him. You get 2 in, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got enough, that and like that whole fight's kind of weird. Because the most effective thing you can be doing is throwing grenades at his feet rather than shooting.
It is weird on that. Hey.
It's a very, very kind of alien fucking experience, but it's.
I'm surprised they didn't just do like super regen quick and DPS with guns. To be honest, like it is. It feels
like exactly the opposite of D1 Atheon. Because when you can like D1 Atheon was everyone jumps into the middle in the bubble and shoots him, and most of the supers didn't fucking work, and that was just what you had to do. This is literally everyone using abilities. If there's a more D2 symptom than fucking that, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. I enjoy it. It's just you kind of got to
a fresh way to take on the raid. But,
throw grenades. You're not throwing enough grenades and smashing them.
Yeah, it's so weird that fusion grenades are like the actual king.
Yeah, I was very skeptical when people were telling me like nades were the way, because I had some pretty fucking hard hitting like rockets with impact impact and fucking lasting impression that were like doing big damage. But I mean, if you had the god roll rocket, I don't know what rolls this, but if you had like auto loading and lasting impression, and you were like throwing a nade, shooting a rocket, switching back to your primary, so auto loads, and then like nading rocket switch, you'd be like putting out huge damage, I reckon.
Yeah. I mean, like that sounds like it takes a lot of coordination. So I think I'll just throw grenades.
Yeah. Just throw grenades and super. Dude, that last run that we fucking Sassi, my heart was pounding on the 3-man. Like I was probably seconds off him of Time's Vengeance leaving, and I hit him with my super, and he was on a bee's dick of hell.
Yeah, you just missed it.
If I got that off like not even a second, less than a second early, we would have been finished it. And we had to do an additional phase, which is always fucked because Sassi's got to glitch into the. Do you even know what kind of shit you got to do, Log? You dumb to get a 3-man.
Find two friends. Go.
Talk him through, Sass.
So the issue with the whole, I basically we'll just go through the whole raid. The whole raid up to Atheon is a bit of a snooze fest.
Easy.
It is just killing stuff. The gatekeeper, you use the Prometheus lens cheese. So 2 people go into the portals, one on each side, and then you just stay in there. You don't even bother picking up the relic, because if you pick up the relic and drop it, it can wipe you. But if you just leave it on the ground, it doesn't even do anything. And you're dropping shields using Prometheus lens anyway, so who cares? The hard part comes with Atheon, specifically because he will teleport 3 people out every time, and there's only 3 people in the raid. So you got
So how the fuck do you get back?
Yeah, so the trick is finding a way to put yourself back into the... So we've known about a teleportation, basically hold, using a finisher. So when you finish an enemy, there's like a period of time where you and the enemy are locked into a certain like position on the map. And if you get removed from there while that's happening, at the end of your finisher, the game doesn't really know where to put you, so it just puts you back in that old position. So the trick is to line up. So you've got to be
in your finisher animation at the point everyone gets sent through the warp.
Yeah.
Yes. So you got to set up a harpy. Wait, and then as soon as your screen starts turning white, you start the finisher. If you put any other like WASD input, like movement inputs, it like fucks the whole thing, and you don't you just stay where you are. You don't get teleported back. If you do it too early, you just get teleported. If you do it too late, you bring the harpy with you. So,
and the kicker is you still get teleported for a split second, so you get the debuff. So Sassi goes blind whilst doing call outs.
Yeah, right.
So he's got to run in to get a cleanse very quickly and then run back out.
Yeah, and do the plate at the same time. That's
and do the plate and do the call out. It's pretty nutty.
What did you do, Matt? You were just operating like a normal person.
I did the easiest role. Yeah. I did fucking Oracle shooting.
Right. Yeah, the Oracle shooter. Yeah, right.
But the hard part, the hardest part, I think, of the entire run when you're doing that is the first time Atheon teleports you through, that it's a very clear telegraph. There's like a sound cue and a sound cue, a visual cue, and everything. But the second and third time, and I got Maddie to have a look at this as well. There's no actual like audio cue that he's going to teleport anyone. All he does is put his hand up, and that's it.
Yeah, he basically rushes the second and third teleports. Rather, the first one you got heaps of time. You get like a little bit of prep time. You get like opens time stream. You're like, oh, okay, we're going to go through. Whereas second, third, he's like, bam. And just does it straight away. And you're like,
it sounds woefully stressful to me.
Yeah. Anyway. So it's. I wouldn't say once you get the hang of it, it's not necessarily super hard. It's just you're juggling a lot of things at once, and shit goes sideways really fast.
Yeah. I sort of wish like stuff like that ruins it for me. I reckon it's just like it's a different feeling than doing like a solo flawless dungeon where like it's possible to do it. When you got to start glitching
Mechanically possible.
stuff, yeah, it's mechanically possible. It's sort of like I wish it took a percentage of people through. You know, if you only got 3 people, I wish it would only teleport
1.
Yeah.
You know,
Or 2. Yeah.
1 or 2 randomly, 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Because
then
then
that would be I wonder if they could
cool.
change that. I wonder if they could change that because it feels like they'll definitely patch fucking being able to kill the bloody thingos with Prometheus. Like that's coming. So,
but that's
encounter breaking.
The whole run.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Because once you go through a teleporter with the relic, you can't go back out. So you go in, hand it off to someone, come back out, and then you're fucked. So if they fix the Prometheus lens, it's 4 people, but it's a lot of fun. It's just you got to do a lot of game breaking mechanics to get it done, which I guess takes away a lot of the.
It kind of ends the legitimacy of it when you deliberately.
You basically end up cheesing a lot of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, what we might do, rather than subject anyone to listening to Sassi explain anything like I had to on Wednesday night for the entire raid, we might jump. We might jump into this week at Bungie because it is fucking toasty and there's a lot of shit has happened. So rock and roll. Let's push the button. That was literally half an hour before we even hit the sting.
Wait, we didn't even finish of all the stuff that we actually did.
Yeah, I don't want to hear any more about it. Fucking... My eyes are starting to glaze over. I'm proud of you, whatever you did. Good on you. All right,
we did flawless.
Let's. You did flawless. Wow, I understand that. You just didn't die. That's very good.
That's about it.
We'll start by giving a shout out to the team that did win World's First for VoG 2.0. Cruz, Kairos, Moople, Quaz, Saltagrepo, and Slap. Congratulations. If you want to jump into the TWAB and read an interview with the team, you can. I'm not going to do it now because I feel like that would be kind of weird just to read that out. But to move forward to the meat and potatoes, the main course of the TWAB, there's a big old fucking Stasis Nerf in bit. What did Sass? Look, if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. But Sass is like, he has Destiny in his camera square because he's a dentist and we can't show his face. Your frames are woeful.
Papa, if Sassi gets to play the game I did in the podcast, can I play the game I did in the podcast?
He's just walking around and sitting in different spots. And he's like peddling bloody.
Yeah, I think it's because I'm using OBS as a webcam.
Ooh,
so it's just like a bunch of different things
there you go, kids.
going on at once.
All right, so what we might do, we might jump into. I'm trying to think of a good way to tackle this because I've read.
We've got to get through this quick because I didn't have breakfast and the whiskey sour's kicking in and I'm losing motivation.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
There's a whole lot of philosophical awesomeness that Mr. Yanez has gone through and laid down on us. Long time Crucible champion. But what we might do is jump into the actual changes rather than the intent of them.
Tell me.
All right, Matty will be happy. Stasis in general, right? This is Stasis in general.
Hunter. Unusable. Go on, tell me.
There's statistics in this that you won't like, right? That
really?
Stasis Hunter is the most used PvP subclass in Trials.
It's amazing because
neutral game, surely neutral game, and backrest and fucking.
They backhand you with it as well. It's 36% of the Trials player base, but the 5th highest win rate. So. It's
what does
that mean?
A lot.
Means lots of people use it, but it's not real good.
That's what I mean. What? So it's the most used class, but people don't win with it.
It's a placebo, man. It makes you feel like.
It makes you feel like you're probably going to win, but you're probably not.
Wait, so does that mean they nerf it or they don't nerf it?
Yeah, of course they fucking nerf it.
But if people aren't winning with it.
Doesn't matter. It's the thought of it.
mate.
Oh, that's fucking dumb. Why would they tell you that the fucking no one's winning with it and they nerf?
No, the better one is the poor Warlocks, because the Warlocks wasn't even doing anything and it got hit with a nerf.
It's good.
It just
good.
made people feel sad.
It's gonna push people back to light subclasses, and we can just fucking move on with our lives.
I just feel
none
like
of this
Bungie's
shit
just
ever happened.
like. I honestly think Bungie's probably at a position like that. Just sounds to me, it's like we just can't keep fighting the community, and if they really want change, we're just gonna give in because the statistics don't lie. If everyone's using it and they're losing with it, well then that should mean it's okay, right?
I don't know. Anyway, we'll go through the changes and we can get upset. So, all right, let's do this. All right, so stasis freeze, just a general freeze of fucking stasis that's out there in the universe that all of the subclasses can do. Reduce the duration of all non-super freezes versus player to 1.35 seconds. Note, this freeze is too short to break out of, so you just got to stand there and cop it. There's no point trying to smash your smash button.
Yeah.
So breaking out now is only possible if you are frozen by super. Reduced special weapon, heavy weapon, and light ability bonus damage versus frozen players from 50% to 5%. So they've just... Yeah.
So if they're frozen, you
don't get extra damage anymore.
Yeah, basically, if someone's frozen, it just gives
hard
you
to kill
them anymore.
It just gives you a chance to position yourself. It's not a.
Yep.
It's not
Which I
like
guess-
they're frozen. You'll get your.
It's not an insta kill.
Yeah.
Stasis slow, everyone's favorite effect. Probably the more annoying of the two, if you ask me.
Yeah,
no longer reduces weapon accuracy. Now increases weapon flinch when under fire. So a little bit of a trade-off happening there, but that was the thing that really shit people off about it, I think, is that the second you slowed, your accuracy went out the fucking window, and it removed the ability of a good player who is slowed to be able to still win the fight.
Far back. Yeah. That's fair. I think that one's fair.
It no longer suppresses class ability and air moves. So Icarus Dash, you can dash through it by the sounds of it.
Yeah, you can dash. You can dash out of it or dodge out of it or that stuff.
And
Great. Warlocks are still fucking powerful.
OP.
Cool. Yep.
Yeah, cool. Reduced movement speed penalty while slowed by 20%. So you are slowed less. Good news. The Whisper.
Wait, hold on. So I can dodge out of a slow?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty good. Hunter's in a good spot there then.
Is that what you're worried about?
Yeah, Titans can put a barricade up before they get
Titans
frozen.
can put a barricade up and go, no.
Can you do
Where
it
it used
whilst you're frozen? While you're stasis? While you're slowed?
I mean,
Yeah, I
probably
imagine-
doesn't
I
do a
imagine
whole.
so. That's
doesn't
the way
do
it
them a whole
reads.
lot of good.
No longer suppresses class ability. So if you're in it, you can activate your ability. That's the way I
Okay,
read
so
it anyway.
everyone, right. So slow is no longer.
It's just a
slow's,
slow.
Yeah, slow's no longer like I win because it was sort of an I win button. It's like you're slowed. Fucking
It was like a stun and a slow in the same thing, right? Like,
Yeah, it was basically a CC. It was a fucking crowd control mix with a
horrible. Right. The Whisper of Hedron's fragment no longer increases weapon damage after freezing. That's a fucking big one because you'd see a lot of people deliberately playing into that.
that was the Hunter one, right? Or was
No,
that
it's just-
everyone?
It's everyone. It's universal.
It's just one of the
everyone.
fragments.
Right.
It needed to be nerfed because it was like you had no choice but to run it. It's free damage.
Yeah, it's just you freeze someone, you get a damage buff, and you could like one shot with snipers and all sorts of silly shit like that. I mean, to the body. Anyway, just clarifying there. It now increases weapon stability, weapon aim assist, mobility, resilience, and recovery after freezing. So it gives you a buff to literally everything except damage, which is, I guess, cool. I mean, it's going to make you gooder in that short period of time. Whisper of Rhyme fragment no longer provides an overshield while in super. Fair enough, I think, because most of them are pretty tanky anyway, though that's about to change.
That was the you can still see that dumb combo with what's that machine gun? Heir apparent. Just a side note.
Yeah, true.
Just a side note, you can get a
I don't know. I'm
shield
fine.
on
I'm
top
kind of
of your
fine with
shield.
Heir apparent being really powerful because it just slows you
funny.
down. It's
It's just a raid boss. You run away screaming.
Yeah, it's basically like heir apparent to me is more of a area control method than it is an actual offensive weapon, because like you've got to have the, you're walking around at like fucking, you might as well be walking around on your knees with the pace that you're moving if you've got the overshield. It's like me when I'm trying to wrestle with the kids, I'm just like walking around on my knees. Come here.
The best thing you can do is when you have heir apparent is have one bullet left, because so long as you've got ammo, the shield pops.
Yeah.
So you can walk around with one bullet, and everyone will still run away from you.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you just use it to herd people with its scary Victor lawnmower noise rather than anything else. Cold snap grenades. Seeker no longer tracks targets after initial target acquisition. Is that like
essentially
irreversibly going to make that grenade
retarget you?
All right, okay. I was going to say that sounds like it might make the grenade really shit, but I don't think it will make reduce it a bit. Increased arming duration before Seeker spawns from 0.3 to 0.8 seconds. That is long.
That is a huge.
Like you are going to be able to get out of it. So, like you know how you throw it out and then the Seeker comes out a little bit later to
Or what out?
The cold snap grenade. Ooh, fucking cocky tail time's catching up.
Oh mate, eyes are glazing over.
It's
cocky
fine.
tail.
It's fine. We'll get you upset.
Cold
and angry
snap. All right, so it doesn't go out straight away. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's much slower.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be able to genuinely jump out of the radius of it before it fucking. I think you're going to need to be smart using it.
Yeah, that was a pretty big player in trials where people would just like
throw it at
know
corners.
where you are, running like just fucking skating towards you, or fucking AC 130 warlocks, just boom, and you'll be frozen, and then they just push out real hard.
They've also reduced the radius of that grenade, right? So reduce the radius by half. It's fucking massive. And now bounces off walls and detonates on the ground. So I don't know.
All right.
I don't use it. I honestly, it's been a long time since I've even played on Stasis. So a lot of this stuff I've just forgotten about and moved on.
The Hunter's cold snaps got really good in the last fucking release. So
yeah, that's right.
They will still be really good on Hunter, specifically because of that memory thing. Fragment, shard.
Titan Behemoth. The Titan Behemoth. Shiver Strike. They've reduced the flight speed and distance, reduced the knockback versus players, and removed the slow detonation of player impact on player impact. So nerf. But I don't know.
That's your melee, is it?
Yeah, you can't yeet people away as much.
Yeah, you can't shunt people.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, it needed to happen. Well,
isn't it good for them to be closer so all the fucking shotgunning Titans can just punch them and then shotgun them?
I mean, debatably, but it reduces the funniness of the subclass. I'll say that because it's setting people skittling while frozen and unable to do anything about it is fucking funny, but also pretty toxic. So fair enough. Cryoclasm now requires the Titan to sprint for 1.25 seconds before activation when not in a super. So the cooldown's been removed and replaced with a timer, much like Junies, really, I imagine.
Yeah, that's the slide.
Yeah.
So you can't use the slide everywhere.
Yep. Yuck. I don't know. I mean, it feels like a necessary change, though. It was pretty all over
because
all over
the slide
the place.
was twice as long.
Howl of the Storm. Reduce the angle of initial freezing damage cone. Drewski's cones. Reduce.
Someone say cone?
Matthew.
Pop a cone.
You should have popped one before the fucking start of this podcast. Would have been very different. No raging. Don't do drugs, kids. Anyway, reduce crystal crashing, freezing radius
in your state, and then do them responsibly.
True. Very good, Matthew. Very good.
At 4 o'clock in the morning.
Slow down sequence of crystal formation to allow victims more opportunity to escape. I don't know. And
so what that Howl of the Storm is when you do, it's the light attack. Is it? No, it's the slam on your
slam,
super.
And it makes the crystals.
Yeah.
So it sends out the little crystal spikes. So we'll send them out slower.
Right.
Well, they've got to come out really fucking slow if you can escape, because they're basically instant at the moment. So fuck me.
All right. Yeah, true. Now spawns a small crystal on walls if performed into walls. So I don't know.
Oh, it's a little small
little baby crystal.
little baby crystal.
Glacial quake, reduced heavy slam, vertical freeze range versus players. Thank fucking God, because the amount of times like you get frozen in the air trying to thunder crash someone and they just pull their dumbass stasis super. That has been the most annoying part of stasis for me personally. So good. Ruin that part.
Well, because the only thing that counteracts a Titan is another Stasis Titan. Is that why?
No, not necessarily. It's all the subclasses can do it, but when they activate and you just get frozen like 1 foot from their face, just staring, and because you're in the air, you can't even break out of it. You're just like, g'day. I hate it. All right, the next part's about the Hunter. Sass, have you got it up? Do you want to read it? I don't want to read it. I don't care about Hunters.
So Withering Blade reduces slow duration versus players from 2.5 seconds to 1.5, so you get slowed less when you get hit with a shuriken.
That's Shuriken, right?
Yeah. Whisper Endurance slow duration extension versus players from 2 seconds to 0.5, so that's that little fragment that you attach.
Wait, what does it do?
It's the little fragment you have on your class tree that doubles the slow duration. It basically doesn't do that in PvP.
Okay. Doesn't double it anymore.
No.
Yeah, it's just
reduced damage versus players from 65 to 45, and after 1 bounce, it does 30 damage. So it's reduced even further. So it's I didn't think that needed to happen, but whatever. Reduce projectile speed by 10%, so they're slower, and reduce tracking after bouncing off a wall, so they don't auto aim you immediately.
So they've gone in and gone, a lot of people use this. Let's make it worse in every possible way.
I'll leave my personal thoughts to the end of the entire thing. Winter's Shroud reduce slow duration from players from 2.5 seconds to 1.5, so that's the slow on dodge that Maddie likes using.
Wait,
and
so the radius is from what?
It's the slow duration.
Oh, slow duration.
So the radius hasn't been affected, and then the same thing.
Dude, that was my favorite thing. It's so good.
So
that
it's
fucking
2.5 to 1.5, and then the same thing with the Whisper Endurance slow duration. It only extends it by half a second instead of 2 seconds.
Yeah, so you basically got to be running Whisper Endurance to have it operate at the way it would have before, just at base level.
Yep. Ish. Touch of Winter, cold. So this is that thing that we were talking about earlier, Maddie, with the Cold Snap Seeker, and all that stuff. So the Cold Snap Sneaker no longer has increased movement, speed, or travel distance. So it's just like a regular one. Cold Snap Sneaker now spawns a small stasis crystal on detonation. Okay, whatever.
I'll read the Warlock shit binder. I've just looked at Matt's eyes and I don't think he'll get through it. I don't want to lumber him with the shame of having to read through the Warlock one. All right, Penumbral Blast. Reduce tracking and proximity detonation size and tracking versus players. So now the fucking magic wand is worse. Reduce freeze radius versus players when impacting the environment. What does that mean?
If you hit the wall behind you and you're within 2.7 meters, it used to freeze you.
Now it's to 1.5. Right.
And now it's 1.5. So it's a little bit less bullshit.
It does feel like the most bullshit of them. Speaking as someone who is a Titan
doesn't use them,
is completely biased. Ice Flare Bolts. Seeker now only chains once when spawned from player shatter. So...
Yeah, so that was if a Warlock killed an enemy that was frozen, it would send out a little Cold Snap Seeker.
Yep. So it could freeze someone again.
It only changed once. It used to chain indefinitely, I believe.
So you could just freeze the universe for forever.
Of course it did.
And
like 5 or 6. It used to chain heaps.
Winter's Wrath, freezing projectile tracking strength now ramps down to 0 after 2 seconds of flight. So after 2 seconds of flight, it'll just shoot at a wall. There's no tracking at all. That's probably worse than auto rifle bullets or hand cannon shots.
I mean, it still tracks pretty heavily, but it should make it easier to dodge at longer ranges. Because 2 seconds is still quite a long flight time. That's the bolty thingy they send out.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I can kind of dodge them to begin with anyway.
Yeah, if it's like ultra long range, it should be easy to dodge.
All right. Well, look,
Close
that's
to
all it
mid,
changes.
still.
That's all it changes. How do we feel, boys? How are we feeling about Stasis?
I'm worried they overdid it.
Man, if I can, you know what I'll be happy with if fucking I don't have to read another fucking crybaby PvP content creator. That'll be fucking brilliant. We can just move on with our lives and start trying to enjoy the game. Yeah, that'd be great. So I think this will do it.
Yeah,
It will definitely do that.
It will definitely do that. I'm like, it's definitely going to nerf them. I'm worried that they've overdone it and it's going to be completely unusable.
So I agree. I think that the Stasis subclasses are going to take a big fucking hit. But the thing I'm already mentally preparing myself for is that the second that happens and they're no longer in the field,
reach.
right? People are just going to get equally shitty about other really powerful subclasses, and we'll revert to Destiny before fucking Beyond Light, when there was always something that was fucking broken.
I already get killed by more Stasis reaches than fucking anything else, but yet fucking more people use Hunter fucking subclass, even though they lose, so we better get rid of that. So fucking good one.
What they're saying is most people on Hunter have poor judgment.
No, I think what they're saying with that is like that one's like the easiest for like the casual sweaty to pick up and play, because the number one Glacial Quake was number 2 in terms of win rate, and then they said the top tree Dawnblade is still number 1, which is like, go figure, only the sweatiest of sweaty people, particularly like carriers use, like people who do trials carries will use top tree Dawn.
Yeah.
So it's like that one's a no-brainer.
Because you have the mobility, right? And you also have that float in the air, and you also got a fucking roaming super that tracks. Yeah, funny about
that. What do you know?
Yeah, there's a bit there that's in favor of it. It'll be the next thing, right? It'll become the PvP meta. I'm fucking. I reckon Chaos Reach will get a little bit of a tap, but I think that Dongblade will be back to where it was, like fucking. I don't know what? Year 1.
In honor of Lakshmi too, right? In starting a coup, you know, it'll be the greatest irony. Let's just say that fucking no one uses Stasis anymore, and then every casual person, we just all jump on hashtag nerf fucking Dongblade, right? And then all the PvP sweats that like that's their crutch subclass. Like, no, it's fine. I use it, so it's fine. No, it's fine. I use it. It's okay. It's good. It's fine.
It's perfectly balanced, man.
And then you like, well, you know, it's the most used subclass. It has the most wins. Get rid of it, kid. And then they're like, oh, can we go back to Stasis being the center of attention? Thank you.
I wish that.
Can you remind me to have breakfast and not drink whiskey sours before podcast in the future?
Yeah, that's fine. I think that, look, you're a free spirit at the moment. It's great. It's just good. There's also a bit about Expunge. The Expunge mission this week, running around in the Tron maze of platforms and awesomeness. Holy shit! I really enjoyed it. I didn't get it done in under 10 minutes. I didn't even read that challenge until after I'd done it. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do it again.
I did that challenge listening to the Tron soundtrack, which made it even better. Beautiful.
All right, well, what we might do, Maddie, is there any lore that you particularly want to talk to, or do you think we've already done it? Look at his face.
The main thing is that Lakshmi 2 is organizing a coup. It is literally said in the law that she's organizing a coup, that she's trying to, and a coup would imply that she's overthrowing the Vanguard, which she is, through civil unrest, through villainizing the Elixni, through her visions of, you know, the Elixni destroying the city, even though they didn't, probably influenced by Savathun. And that's the main thing that's happened this week. It's first time it was revealed quite outrightly in the weekly lore. The rest of the book basically goes into this idea of Lakshmi 2 visiting each member of the.
I read it last night. I mean, I know that sounds. I would probably catch a lot of people off guard. I had the shits with the football, so I just went and read Destiny lore, and it's interesting.
What is wrong with you?
I know. I mean, who am I? Maybe I'm having my midlife crisis. I'm turning into Matt because Matt's turning into me because he's the one that's shit faced.
And playing on a Titan.
I need to kind of jump back in and look at the lore in game now to work out where we're actually up to, because I don't want to talk about anything that jumps the gun. But I think that it becomes pretty irrefutable once you read all that stuff that, you know, Lakshmi's, you know, she's wielding the weapon of words in a very political way and very effectively too. So yeah, I don't know.
In a way, a continuation. If you remember, like ages ago, Maddie, they talked about the Ahamkara skull above Shaxx and how that's been affected by Savathun or whatever. She's able to like see through.
Yeah,
I
just
like
think
an extension of that. Or?
Yeah, I just think this all adds. I think the bigger picture is Savathun's already attacking the city in her own way. I think the whole idea of, like, you know, Shaq singing the song and the Crow humming the song, and now the stuff going, you know, she's just in there, she's being a trickster and she's fucking stuff up and she's causing trouble. And I think that's her whole shtick. You know, it's not a normal war. And, you know, I think Lakshmi illustrates that perfectly because she's trying to get the people to vote out the Vanguard, essentially.
Yeah.
There is a really weird book, a really weird chapter in that book, or whatever you want to call it.
Don't do the last one. The last two. Avoid the last two, I reckon.
Is it the one where it's from the perspective of someone that's walking around in the tower influencing people?
Yes.
Okay. Disregard. Disregard.
Oh no.
Never happened.
I've been avoiding that one, I think, for the moment.
Was it 11 and it showed it after 2 because I just read the book. Like, what happened? What the fuck? Because I definitely read it really early on.
No, you must not read it in order.
Yeah, that was, I mean, look at me. Can't even read law right. What an idiot.
Some big spoilers, I reckon.
Well, I don't think I actually spoiled anything, but yeah.
No, you didn't. Yeah. So, like I said before, I think the law's been fucking. I think confronting is probably the best word.
Yeah, they're not.
I think this season more than anything, I just think the state of the world right now. I think, you know, obviously there's been events that have happened that they couldn't predict, but if they were writing this during COVID and that, and you know, it is a reflection of what's happened over the past year for sure. And I think I actually had this thought. I was like, I don't know how much I agree with this. Like, I don't. Part of me feels like it may have gone too far this season.
I think it's like we'll be able to clearly say in hindsight whether that's the case. In
hindsight, whether it went.
I feel
too
like
far, yeah.
being in it at the moment, I can see why you say that, but at the same time, like, there is a very uncomfortable level of tension in it.
I would say on a topic like this,
that's kind of where it is. That's kind of where it sits for me. Is that it's like that would be the word that I would use to describe where the storytelling is at now. Whether or not that's resolved and it ends up, you know, being something that's just a story arc and we can go, oh, okay, well, wow, that was full on and move on, or whether it's something that, like, it cracks something in the foundation of basically Destiny's story structure, right? And forces things to be, you know, us to rethink our feelings on more than just Lakshmi. I think that could potentially be something that people are like, wow, this is I don't know if I signed up for all of this, because it is really fucking tense. It is just tense is how I would say that I feel about it.
I think on a topic like this, the only real way you can get it across without it becoming like cheesy or unfulfilling or like feels like it has just been phoned in is you gotta toe the line with being super uncomfortable with some of the things that are happening. Because I feel like that's the only way you can really get the message across. Anything less, people don't take it seriously. And then, but also having been in, I think we're all could say we are in a privileged position to not have experienced some of the things that they're trying to convey in the real world. Not trying to accept that isn't happening is also another facet that's making you feel like super, super uncomfortable.
And I think like looking at it critically, like the only real like knock I would have on it is if you're a kid, right? Or a person anyway, really, that Destiny is their release to come into Destiny this season and be confronted by a whole heap of issues that you actually face in your real life. I can understand why that would be seen as a negative thing, I guess.
Because
for so long it has been, it's magic space opera and doesn't really relate to all that much. Personally, I think it's great. Personally, I think it's super engaging. And it's the most interested I've been in, far more than I was last season. But I do get the point. And as I said, depending on how it resolves itself, I think we'll look back on it in a number of different ways. But time will tell. All right, I'm going to open up questions. If you've got any questions, fire away. I think Maddie's about to nod off, so I'd get him in quick.
Dude, I'm about to retweet fucking my comeback to.
Don't.
I got a question that I pulled from Aaron.
Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Here's the knockout punch, right? The whole argument that Destiny doesn't reflect any type of human history. Lakshmi 2, the way Lakshmi 2 has been written is intentional to showcase how people justify racism. It is as simple as that.
Yep.
That is her character, is to hold up a mirror to how easily people justify racism. How nearly all war has occurred is you did bad to me and now I don't trust you, so I am doing bad things to justify protection of thyself.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's, I don't know, I'm going to stop short of casting serious aspersions on people, but if you don't kind of feel very uncomfortable
this is the point
about
I don't want to get to. This is why it's so close to home, because I don't want to call people racism who like Lakshmi 2 because it's a game. But I think that the underlying note with her, my interpretation of that is that she justifies persecuting Elixni because they were previously bad. And it doesn't matter if they're kids, if they're women, if they're children, if they're what, it doesn't matter. They don't belong in the city. And I feel like this is a big message about racism from Bungie. That's what I think the purpose, the writer's intention was for Lakshmi's character design. That's truly what I think they were trying to explore.
Yeah, and it's a nail on the head sort of representation of like summary judgment of a group of people, and in this case the Elixni, the use of fear in a political
prejudice
and prejudice and that, and like even the bit where Kaidal is talking to Zavala in the lore and says like words are the most dangerous weapon of all, and like that, if you take anything out of this entire season, take that, because that is absolute truth. Like words are what largely does the damage in any situation like this. As for people who I don't know. I mean, I don't want to. I'm with you, Maddie, in that I don't want to launch on anyone for kind of being supportive of Lakshmi in this way, but because it is a game. But I kind of find it a real hard thing to justify, because it is quite clearly deliberately written where all of the characters that you love are on one side of this, and a character that hasn't been in the game for fucking 4 years returns to start causing shit. It's very transparent. It's not like Akora's gone and started doing this. Then there'd be a definite conflict. This is depth added by a returning character that has a very specific purpose, and I don't know. I can't see how you justify it. It does. I find it kind of uncomfortable to think about people wanting to be on that side, because think there's a very heavy implication there.
I think people should just take a page out of 14's book.
That's like, this is what I'm saying. It is like, I've always felt Destiny's been not subtle, but I don't know. I don't know how else to explain that. I feel like this one's really close to home for a lot of people, and it takes a little bit of the fun out of it. I've never seen my comment section being so political before. People bringing up Trump and stuff on me. People bringing up Trump on a lore video about Destiny.
I'm sure it's not the first time it's been done, but given the look, yeah, given the gravity of it, I can. The second this started, the second we realized what we were getting this season, I think you and I were talking about it, Matty, off stream. We were like, "Fuck, man, this is going to bring some noise out of the woodwork." Yeah,
I'm very interested.
Sure enough, here we are. And maybe that's a good thing. If people genuinely, if we can get to the point, and this is the hard part of all this, right? Like, if you can get to a point when you can say, here's a piece of art, right? Destiny story, that's what it is. It's someone's creative pursuit. It exists to tell a story and to hold up a bit of a mirror to the human condition, right? If we can come out of that and go, oh, wow, like, I see things in a different light in real life because I have had it articulated and laid out in front of me in a game, and it leads to people talking about it and being more open to conversation about, oh, well, maybe, you know, like, I can understand why people are scared, but also at the same time see the opposite side of it. I think it's a very useful thing. But if we're just going to revert to like, oh, you're fucking wrong, fuck you, which is why I'm telling you right now not to fucking jump down anyone's throat on Twitter.
I already have. But it was pretty nice. I just retweeted saying this is satire, right? Question mark.
Okay. Well, we're going to find out one way. Anyway, I'm sure that as you're listening to this, you can jump through Mylan's fucking replies and shit on Twitter and find out how it ended if you're listening to it on Monday. All right, let's just take a sidestep from all of the intensity of this. And look, I like having these sorts of conversations. I think they're fucking important, and I think
they need to be had.
And yeah, very much need to be had. And if people are having these kinds of conversations because of a fucking video game that we all love, I'd hope that opens the fucking door a little bit to a little bit of discourse that maybe wouldn't have been there if it was just about real world shit.
I definitely hear that, and I definitely agree with that. I living with someone who has a law and politics degree, I also married to, by the way. I also
big old marriage, poggers.
I also 100% respect people's viewpoint that they want to nope out of these conversations, and that Destiny truly is an escape for them from a lot of really tough shit in their life. And I 100% respect people who are like, you know what, this is not fun talking about this. I feel like some people love and they thrive on those conversations, that discourse, and some people really don't. And I am definitely closer to the don't, because I get too emotional and I get fucking fired up, and it ruins my day. And it ruins, but it doesn't mean it's less important. It just means that I can't have this conversation. Like, for example, I can't have this conversation every day on stream. Because
like you would end up just grinding yourself to a pulp, and then like I think that's the important part of it as well. If you are wanting to actually engage with people, like with stuff like this, and I know this has turned into like fucking identity politics fucking stuff out of nowhere, but I think that like you need to be very careful about how much of it you let yourself absorb and let yourself froth on before you go and engage with someone who maybe has the opposite viewpoint to you. Because the more you do that, the more exhausted with it you are, and the bigger knot you are emotionally about it, the less you're going to actually be able to like get across meaningful stuff. You know, screaming at like someone who's overtly racist in the street, fine, go for your life. But if it's someone who holds marginally different views, you need to be able to sit down and actually fucking talk. So Anyway, holy shit. Sass, what was the fucking question that we were going to talk about?
Quick,
okay.
abort.
Quick.
Okay, Aaron
Quick.
Kill. Okay, if you're starting Destiny again, and all the subclasses, blah blah blah, all the same, you start Destiny, you get your class, and then suddenly a new screen pops up. Human or Fallen? Who do you pick?
I'd go Fallen just for the sake of doing something different.
Yep, 100%.
That and
four
like,
arms.
look, that's just
yeah, fuck yeah.
rocking around as
four
the
guns.
Arbiter again. Rocking around as the
That's
Arbiter. What would be? We'd
Fuck
be
dual
like a
wielding,
fucking.
quad wielding.
We'd have to be like a some kind of like chosen by the Traveler Vandal or something, right? Like to keep you're not going to be
Or
a
a
fucking
Drake.
captain just charging around.
You'd be a dreg that comes.
It's the only like mechanical dual wielding akimbo that would make sense because you've actually got extra arms to fucking take magazines out and load them. Do you know what I mean?
Just on the screen, there's a pulse rifle going this way and a pulse rifle going that way. Just
I would be terrified of imagine a hunter vandal with like all 4 flaming knives, like one in each hand, and he's just running at you.
yeah, I mean, they'd have to be like small, right? They'd have to be like a vandal without.
You'd have
docked
to be like a
arms.
vandal or a dreg, yeah.
Because
or a
otherwise,
dreg.
it's like
Probably
you're going to
a
be
dreg.
going into fucking into PvP, and here's a captain that's basically like Goro with a fucking helmet on, just monstering around the map. So yeah, look,
Just
but
imagine imagine the finishers. The finishers are just like pull the arms, crush the head, like 4 arms. You know?
Oh, yeah,
hold the
that's-
arms, rapidly punch the nuts. Brutality. I don't know. I mean, for me, it just
That's another
it just
thing I
throws
want-
back to
I-
the fucking Arbiter. Like, I loved
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
love playing as.
Yeah,
I think,
that's what
yeah.
I was trying to allude to based off Aaron Kill's comment.
Yeah.
Quad wielding would be sick. 4 sidearms.
I remember the
Or
first time I
SMGs.
played Halo and saw the Arbiter. I was like, holy shit, man. What a fucking twist.
Oh,
Blindsided me so much. I
I
was like,
remember
that was so
asking your
good.
chat to DM me when you got to the end of the mission so I could see your reaction when you're like, I get to play him.
I think like that storyline in Halo 2 though, just as a complete different aside, like that storyline in Halo 2 is what makes Halo 3. Because it brings together 2 characters, right? And then you are basically on the same story arc for most of Halo 3. Like you are there, you are the fucking Arbiter's chief sidekick if you're playing 2-player, right? So I love that. I reckon that's one of the smartest things that's maybe ever been done in gaming. I'm sure it's been done in other franchises too, but I love it. All right. Quickly, someone give us another question, lest we turn into politics down under again.
Another existential political crisis.
Matt's reading Twitter. I can tell. Look at his face.
Go get your popcorn. Go, look. I don't throw punches almost ever, but fucking.
All right, what we're going to do, we're going to wrap up the podcast. And if you want, you're still looking for some entertainment on your Australian Saturday afternoon or your American evening or UK afternoon or morning or whatever the fuck time it is, we're all just going to tune into Mylan's Twitter stream instead. And I promise I won't. I can't promise I won't say anything. It depends how hot and heavy it gets. But look, Sass, thanks for inviting yourself on. It's been great. This is like what we always talk about. The sign of true friendship is that like Sass comes on and he's our mate. We talk to him all week, every week, right? And we just speak to him like shit, like we do each other. And we get any other guest on and we're nice as pie. So thanks for coming on.
Actually,
dude.
good question. I mean, last time Sass was on the podcast, we probably spoke about when his next video upload was. So what's the news on that, mate?
Has it
It's
occurred?
unlisted.
What's the point in unlisted YouTube video? Is it nudes?
No, it is. I'm just not happy with it.
You want look? Here's speaking coming from me, the creative muso over here. You know the one thing about creative pursuits is you will never be happy with them. I was listening to fucking Spotify the other day, and I don't know how it happened, but Risen ended up in like a radio playlist, and it came on, and I had to fucking turn it off. I had to stop it because I'm like, who's listening to this garbage? And then I go and I stream that night, and there was a dude in chat. Oh, it's my fucking mobile phone alarm. I'm like, you know, you're always going to be harder on yourself than anyone else.
Yeah, you know, with the song requests, people have been dumping your songs into the song request.
Yeah,
on
it's your
screen.
chat.
Is that just to shit you off, or like?
No, I mean it's good. It's good.
Okay. Yeah, yuck. I don't know. I'd leave. I'd leave the stream. It's all right. All right. Well, we're gonna find someone to raid, and I guess
I feel like we've been so serious. Look, every now and then we have these ones.
Sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes
some people can't, because I know a lot of people have been saying it, just how much they enjoy the podcast, and it's a good time and it's a fun time, and it's really never really serious. I know today was serious. Hope you got through it. Hope you come out the other side. We'll see you next time.
I think everyone understands that we are here for a good time, right up to the point that we need to say something serious, and then we say it, and then we move back into having a good time. And
yeah.
And that's the meta of the DDU, and probably always will be. So fucking enjoy, right?
Eat a dick. All right.
Eat a dick, Matt.
Eat a dick.
For fuck's sake.
Just
Bye,
accept
Sass.
it, mate.
Just get fucked, idiot. Yeah, bye.